A whole bunch of people writing me about, where I was at Christmas, why I wasn't with half, like I don't see I'm with my family.
Watching Claressa Shields go live after Christmas, many people felt she appeared visibly upset and emotionally drained. Even though she tried to keep her composure, she seemed hurt and confused, struggling to maintain her usual confidence while forcing smiles and casual conversation that didn't fully match her mood. At the same time, online discussion was focused on Papoose, with claims that he spent Christmas with Remy Ma and their family, which fueled speculation and intensified reactions around her live stream. During the session, Claressa also addressed questions about why she wasn't with Papoose despite being with her own family, but the overall tone of the live made it clear to viewers that she was still dealing with strong emotions beneath the surface. The issue is that her statement didn't resonate the way she expected. According to claims circulating online, even Claressa Shields' cousin allegedly criticized her, suggesting she had prioritized Papoose and his circle over her own family, even helping support and elevate his side while her own family felt overlooked. In that context, her questioning why people focused on her absence from Papoose came across as out of touch with the broader narrative being discussed publicly. What also stood out during the live stream was how visibly she struggled to maintain composure, trying to appear upbeat but unable to fully mask the frustration and emotional weight coming through. The pauses, tone shifts, and forced composure made it clear how deeply the situation was weighing on Claressa Shields. It came across like someone trying to reassure herself she was fine, even though her emotions were visibly close to the surface. Rather than feeling confident or empowering, the live stream felt more like a moment of quiet struggle, where disappointment and frustration were hard to hide. Overall, it appeared raw and uncomfortable, showing a person trying to hold things together publicly while clearly dealing with something painful underneath.
So Christmas this year was the most Christmas-less feeling of Christmas a lot of y'all ever experienced. Am I right or wrong?
Wrong.
This Christmas did not feel like a Christmas. Like if you celebrated Christmas, you really had to force it. Like, it did not feel like Christmas for a lot of people. Like, it was like, yo, it's Christmas, but it's like, yo, it just don't. It don't feel like it used to.
This Christmas felt different for Claressa Shields, largely because she wasn't with the person she expected to spend it with. The situation has been framed online as though she had hoped to share the holiday with Papoose, and his absence reportedly changed the emotional tone of the day for her, despite her attempts to appear fine. According to the same narrative being discussed, this year carried extra meaning because it would have marked their first openly public Christmas together, without secrecy or distance. Yet instead, he was allegedly with his wife, Remy Ma, and their daughter. That situation reportedly left Claressa Shields alone with her thoughts, and the holiday has been described online as feeling emotionally heavy for her. While she expressed that Christmas felt different and lacking its usual spirit, the reality of the day itself did not change. What shifted was the expectation she had built around it. The narrative suggests she had imagined a moment that didn't unfold as hoped, and that gap between expectation and reality created disappointment. Even as she tried to stay composed and upbeat, her forced smiles and visible frustration made it clear she was struggling internally, with her emotions still strongly tied to Papoose, which is why the experience reportedly felt unsettled for her throughout the day. When emotional attachment is involved, especially in a situation where someone does not feel fully chosen, even holidays and celebrations can start to feel incomplete. In the case of Claressa Shields, the narrative being discussed online suggests that what mattered most wasn't gifts or appearances, but the sense of being prioritized and secure, which she reportedly did not feel. That emotional strain was intensified by the belief that Papoose was spending the holiday with his wife, Remy Ma, and their child, making the situation harder for her to process. While she attempted to cope by training and releasing frustration physically through workouts, the underlying emotional weight remained unchanged, showing that some experiences cannot be resolved through distraction alone. The narrative being discussed online suggests that Claressa Shields repeatedly sought validation from others about how difficult her Christmas felt, hoping people would agree that it was her worst one yet. However, many observers argue that while her emotions may have been real, the broader situation did not change for everyone else, and the holiday itself remained the same. In that framing, critics pointed to her involvement with Papoose as a choice that came with emotional complications, given his long-standing relationship with Remy Ma and family ties. Some online commentary went further, suggesting that instead of stepping back and reflecting, she became more defensive in response to criticism, engaging with detractors and challenging those questioning the situation, which further fueled public debate around the entire story. Before this situation, Claressa Shields wasn't constantly surrounded by public conflict, but that changed after she became linked to a married man, Papoose, whose long-term marriage to Remy Ma was already well known. Since then, her personal life has been heavily discussed online, leading to ongoing criticism and debates. Some commentary argues that her mainly female fan base tends to reject relationships they see as rooted in betrayal, and that her original support came from her strength, discipline, and independence rather than her romantic choices. In response to criticism, she has been portrayed as defending herself by highlighting her looks, wealth, and status, which further fueled public discussion around her situation. But those claims raised a deeper question about Claressa Shields. If she truly had endless options, why choose someone already committed to another relationship involving Papoose and his marriage to Remy Ma? And why invest so much emotionally in a situation where full commitment was never guaranteed? The narrative being discussed online suggests this was less about romance and more about validation, with some arguing she may have been seeking reassurance of being wanted, chosen, and desired on a public stage. In that framing, the attention of being linked to a well-known celebrity may have felt like confirmation of status, even if the foundation was unstable. At the same time, these claims also allege that Papoose benefited from the association in terms of visibility and image, though these interpretations remain part of online speculation rather than confirmed fact. In this version of events being discussed online, the narrative around Claressa Shields suggests she may have misread her position in a situation involving Papoose and his marriage to Remy Ma. Some commentary claims that after any perceived benefit from the association, Papoose ultimately returned to his family, while Claressa overestimated the level of influence she had in the situation. In that framing, Remy Ma is described as maintaining control through patience and emotional restraint rather than public confrontation, preserving the stability of her marriage. The discussion also includes claims that financial stability within the household further reinforced that existing family structure, adding another layer to the imbalance people believe existed throughout the situation, though these remain unverified online interpretations. In this interpretation being shared online, Claressa Shields is seen as believing she was investing in genuine love, while unknowingly becoming part of a situation that did not fully include her. Some commentary suggests she may have thought that envisioning marriage or a child would secure her place, but love cannot be controlled or guaranteed through expectations like that. It also argues that trying to replace the existing bond between a father and his daughter in the life of Papoose was neither realistic nor fair, with his long-standing marriage to Remy Ma forming a stable foundation. From this viewpoint, the healthier path would have been to step away earlier, as remaining in the situation is said to have gradually impacted her peace, reputation, and career perception, especially in an industry where brands tend to distance themselves from controversy tied to infidelity, though these remain subjective opinions circulating online.